Vanessa was still wearing the watch I bought her when she kissed another man beneath the chandelier I had spent all night installing. For 3 seconds, none of us moved. The man beside her was Caleb Ross, vice president of the hotel where I worked. Vanessa slowly removed her hand from his shirt. "Ethan," she said, "you're early." I looked at the champagne, the locked presidential suite, and Caleb's jacket on the floor. Our anniversary dinner was at 10. It's 9:40. I noticed. Caleb picked up his jacket without any hurry. He was my boss's son and Vanessa's father's favorite choice for every position I had ever applied for. He smiled as though I had interrupted a meeting. "This doesn't need to become dramatic." I looked at Vanessa. "Was it dramatic when you told me you were working late?" Her expression hardened. I was going to explain. "Before or after I carried your flowers upstairs?" The bouquet was still in my hand. White roses. Her favorite. I placed them in the ice bucket. Caleb laughed. That was when the suite door opened again. A woman with long white hair stepped inside. Aurelia Frost, the white-haired CEO of North Star Group and our hotel's most important client. Her pale blue eyes moved from Caleb's jacket to Vanessa's lipstick, and then to me. She understood immediately. Caleb straightened. "President Frost, we weren't expecting you until 10. "I can see that." Her voice was soft. Caleb somehow looked smaller. Aurelia glanced at the unfinished presentation screen. "My launch begins in 70 minutes. Why is this suite being used for amateur theater?" "This is personal," Vanessa said. "We are not friends." The room became very quiet. Aurelia looked at me. "You're Ethan Cole, the event operations manager." "Yes." The West Ballroom lighting system failed. My phone had been on silent. I checked it. 17 missed calls. Of course. My relationship had ended, but the hotel still expected the ceiling to glow on schedule. Vanessa stepped toward me. "Ethan, don't walk away. We need to talk." I met her eyes. "No, you need to finish whatever this is. I need to work." Her face changed. She had expected anger, maybe shouting, maybe begging. What she did not expect was to become less urgent than a broken lighting system. I followed Aurelia into the corridor. The moment the door closed, she asked, "Are you going to collapse?" "No." "Cry?" "Not before the launch." "Punch Caleb?" "I like having employment." "Good." She walked quickly toward the elevator. I matched her pace. Aurelia was 29, owned companies in 6 countries, and had a reputation for firing executives in complete sentences. The white hair made her impossible to ignore. "Why did you come to the suite?" I asked. Caleb took the only master access card authorized for the launch floor. "So you came to collect it?" "I came to remove an obstacle." I looked back toward the closed door. "Which one?" She pressed the elevator button. "I haven't decided." The West Ballroom was dark. 200 guests were due within an hour, and everyone had found someone else to blame. I crawled beneath the stage and found the real problem in 4 minutes. Someone had routed a temporary champagne refrigerator through the lighting circuit. The overload melted a connector. "Kill the refrigerator!" I shouted. The catering manager looked horrified. "The bottles will get warm." "So will the ballroom when it catches fire." Aurelia folded her arms. "The refrigerator goes." No one argued. We rebuilt the connector and restored the system 6 minutes before doors opened. The technicians applauded. The guests never knew there had been a problem. Good event work was invisible. Aurelia stood beside the control booth. "You didn't ask why I knew your name." I looked at her. I assumed the hotel sent a staff list. It did. That answer was too simple. Before I could ask more, Vanessa appeared at the ballroom entrance. She had fixed her lipstick. Caleb was gone. Ethan. I kept checking the lighting levels. Not now. You can't ignore me all night. I ignored 17 calls to fix your event. I'm becoming talented. Her voice dropped. Do you think North Star will protect you because President Frost spoke to you once? Aurelia was standing 10 feet away. Vanessa knew that. She wanted her to hear. I turned. What exactly are you threatening? I'm reminding you that my father controls your department. Your promotion review is next week. There it was. Not regret. Leverage. Vanessa called her influence support. That night, it sounded like ownership. Keep the promotion, I said. Her eyes widened. I removed the hotel access pin from my jacket and placed it in her palm. I'm finishing tonight's launch because I gave my word. Tomorrow, human resources can decide whether I still work here. Aurelia looked at the pin, then at me. Ethan, Vanessa whispered, you'll regret this. Aurelia answered first. Adults usually regret staying where they are threatened. Vanessa went pale. The ballroom doors opened. Guests entered. For the next 3 hours, I worked. At 1:15, the last investor left. Minutes later, my apartment access and company email were disabled. Aurelia found me sitting on an equipment case behind the stage. You look unemployed, she said. Temporarily. Homeless? Apparently. She handed me a bottle of water. Come with me. Where? My house. I almost laughed. She did not. I can get a hotel room. Every property in this district shares security information with the Reed family. I can stay with a friend. Which one? I thought about it. Most of my friends worked at the hotel. Vanessa knew all of them. Aurelia picked up my overnight equipment bag. You can refuse after we reach the car. That is not how refusing works. It is tonight. Her penthouse occupied the top floor of a quiet building across the river. The private elevator opened into a living room of glass, dark wood, and silence. Nothing suggested anyone truly lived there. Aurelia removed her coat. Her white hair reached the middle of her back. Guest room is on the left. Bathroom is inside. I noticed a white envelope on the kitchen table. My name was written across it. Ethan Cole. The handwriting was not new. The envelope had already collected a faint line of dust. I looked at Aurelia. Why is my name in your house? She picked up the envelope before I could touch it. You're not ready to open this. That is a terrible answer. It is the only one you're getting tonight. She placed it inside a drawer and locked it. You had an envelope with my name before you brought me here. Yes. Were you planning to kidnap me? If I were, you would not be standing beside the elevator. That does not make me feel better. Aurelia's mouth curved. Sleep, Ethan. I should have left. Instead, I walked into the guest room. The guest room contained a new toothbrush, a shirt in my size, and the exact charger I used. You prepared this. I have observant staff. You're avoiding the question. Good night. The next morning, I woke to the smell of smoke. I ran into the kitchen. Aurelia stood before a frying pan wearing a black silk robe. Her white hair was tied loosely with a ribbon. A piece of bread had become charcoal. She looked at it with open suspicion. What happened? I asked. The instructions said medium heat. That burner has 2 settings, winter and the surface of the sun. You know my stove. I can read the flame. I turned it off. Eggs, fruit, Coffee and 3 kinds of butter covered the counter. You tried to cook? My chef does not arrive on Sundays. You have a chef. I also have pans. Someone should use them. I made eggs. Aurelia watched from the other side of the island. You don't need to do that. I'm hungry. That is acceptable. We ate in silence for a minute. Then she slid a tablet toward me. The hotel had sent an official notice. I was suspended pending an investigation into client data theft. Someone had accessed confidential North Star documents using my login during the launch. That's impossible. Is it? I was beneath the stage when the files were downloaded. Then prove it. I no longer have system access. Aurelia drank her coffee. I do. I looked at her. Why help me? Because the stolen files belong to my company. Only that? Her eyes moved briefly toward the locked drawer. Start with that. The hotel expected panic. I built a timeline instead. Cameras placed me in the ballroom during the theft, while my password was used from Caleb's executive office. I called my colleague Marcus. He answered on the second ring. Ethan, your account vanished. I noticed. Everyone is saying you sold North Star's guest list. Do you believe that? No. You once returned a hotel pen because you thought taking it was theft. It had the logo. You need professional help. I need the access camera backup. Marcus lowered his voice. Security has been ordered to delete non-essential footage after 48 hours. By whom? Caleb. Aurelia heard. She tapped the table once. I can issue a legal preservation order. I shook my head. If North Star does that now, they will say you are protecting me. I am protecting my data. They'll still say it. What do you suggest? Give me 6 hours. Her eyebrows rose. No. 4. 2. 3. She considered. 3. That was our first negotiation. Marcus copied the camera logs before deletion. 4 witnesses placed me in the ballroom. By noon, I had proved I did not steal the files. I still could not prove who had. Aurelia read the report. Competent. Only competent. The font is inconsistent. I looked at her. She almost smiled. Then her phone rang. Her assistant's voice came through clearly. President Frost, Vanessa Reed is downstairs. Aurelia looked toward me. Do you want her removed? I thought of the suite, the apartment lock, the suspension. No. Vanessa arrived wearing sunglasses despite the rain and stopped when she saw me at Aurelia's table in a borrowed shirt. You actually stayed here. Aurelia remained seated. You broke into my building's visitor system to confirm that. Vanessa ignored her. Ethan, come home. I don't have access to the building. I can restore it. That isn't an apology. Her mouth tightened. You embarrassed me in front of everyone. I found you with Caleb. It was one mistake. It required a hotel room and a schedule. Aurelia looked down at her coffee. I could tell she was enjoying that sentence. Vanessa leaned closer. Do you really think she cares about you? Aurelia doesn't do charity. She wants something. My gaze moved to the locked drawer. Vanessa noticed. What did she promise you? Nothing. Then you're even more naive than I thought. Aurelia stood. The room changed with her. I allowed you upstairs because Ethan asked me not to remove you. I came to speak with him. You have spoken. Vanessa's face twisted. You took him because you wanted to humiliate me. Aurelia's pale eyes became cold. I did not take Ethan from you. You placed him outside and seemed surprised when someone opened a door. Vanessa turned toward me. If you don't return today, My father will make sure you never work in this industry again. I looked at Aurelia. She did not answer for me. Good. Then I'll work in another one. Vanessa slapped the table. You're throwing away 5 years for her? No, I'm refusing to throw away another day for you. She left without another word. The elevator doors closed. Aurelia exhaled. You are shaking. I know. You did well. I feel terrible. Those things can happen together. That afternoon, North Star issued the preservation order. By evening, the hotel reinstated my system access, but kept me suspended. At 9, Marcus called. The company is hosting a department gathering tomorrow. That sounds festive. It's a trap. Less festive. Caleb invited the executive clients involved in the leak. Vanessa will be there. They want you to attend and apologize publicly so they can close the investigation as misconduct. I looked toward Aurelia. She was working on the sofa with a laptop balanced on one knee. Her white hair reflected the city lights. I'll go. Marcus swore. Aurelia did not look up. You're attending a trap? I need them to talk. They will make you drink. I won't. They may threaten you. They already have. She closed the laptop. I'm coming. No. Her eyes narrowed. If you appear, everyone will say I survive by hiding behind you. Do you? I've known you for 2 days. You slept in my house. In the guest room. Unnecessary detail. My ears became hot. Aurelia finally smiled. Go alone then. That was easy. I did not say I would be far away. The gathering took place in a private club above the hotel. Caleb and Vanessa sat together, while my manager placed 6 glasses of liquor before me. Ethan, misunderstandings happen, he said. Drink with everyone, apologize for the trouble, and we can move forward. To what? He smiled. Your position. Behind Caleb, my stolen login record filled a projector screen. They wanted a confession disguised as reconciliation. I won't drink. The manager's smile disappeared. Everyone is making an effort. Then use my real access logs. Caleb leaned back. You have become very confident. I started sleeping better. Vanessa's nails pressed into her glass. Caleb tapped the table. Your career exists because the Reed family gave you opportunities. No. My career exists because every time your events failed, I stayed until they worked. Someone near the wall looked away. They knew it was true. Caleb nodded toward security. The door closed. Sign the misconduct statement. A document landed before me. It said I had accessed the files out of anger after discovering Vanessa's relationship. A clean story. A guilty boyfriend. No executive fraud. I picked up the pen. Vanessa relaxed. Then I turned the paper over and wrote, Please preserve this document as evidence of coercion. I signed beneath it. The manager stood. What do you think you're doing? Improving the file. The club door opened. Aurelia did not enter. Her general counsel did. So did 2 independent auditors. Behind them stood hotel security carrying a server drive. Aurelia appeared last. Her long white hair was pinned behind one ear. She wore a pale gray suit and looked almost bored. Continue, she said. This seems educational. Caleb went silent. The auditors played the executive office footage. Caleb used my card, downloaded the files, and Vanessa returned it to my jacket backstage. Whispers exploded across the room. Vanessa stared at the screen. That footage was supposed to be deleted. Aurelia looked at her. Thank you for confirming intent. Caleb's father had protected him before. This time, the client whose files he stole owned enough of the hotel's debt to demand an investigation. Aurelia did not need to raise her voice. Caleb Ross is suspended. Vanessa Reed is banned from North Star Properties. Any employee who participated in evidence destruction will be interviewed tonight. My manager turned pale. Vanessa pointed at me. You planned this with her. I stood. No, you planned it. We kept the recording. She rushed toward me. Security stopped her. Aurelia stepped between us anyway. Vanessa laughed bitterly. Look at you, the famous ice queen protecting a hotel employee. Aurelia's expression did not change. He is not a hotel employee tonight. Everyone waited. I waited too. Aurelia took my hand. He is the man who lives in my home. The room became so quiet I heard Marcus choke on his drink. Aurelia looked at me. Was that too much? Considerably. Good. She led me out. Inside the elevator, I pulled my hand away. Why did you say that? It was true. It sounded different. How? Like a claim. She looked at the closing doors. Did you dislike it? I should have said yes. Instead, I asked, why was there an envelope with my name in your house? Her expression changed. Not yet. Then stop giving me new reasons to ask. The elevator opened into the lobby. A man was waiting beside the doors. A private investigator. He handed Aurelia a photograph. My apartment door had been forced open. Someone had searched the rooms. The only missing object was my old work notebook. It contained 5 years of event records, vendor contacts, and handwritten notes about irregular payments. Caleb had used the hotel to move money through false event invoices. My notebook could prove it. It could also disappear. Aurelia looked at me. You are not returning there. I wasn't planning to. You will stay at my home until this ends. That sounds like an order. It is. I don't accept orders outside work. You don't work for me. Exactly. Her jaw tightened. Then she tried again. Will you stay? I smiled. Yes. She looked irritated that asking had worked. For the next week, we lived together while the audit continued. We created rules. No emails during dinner, no skipped breakfasts, no assistants solving my problems without permission, and no investigating break-ins alone. The rules were reasonable. The enforcement was not. One night, I found her asleep at the kitchen table beside an untouched bowl of soup. I moved the laptop. Her eyes opened immediately. What are you doing? Preventing keyboard-shaped marks on your face. I was not asleep. You were negotiating with the soup. She looked at the bowl. Did I win? Barely. Her hair had come loose. White strands covered her cheek. I moved one aside before thinking. Aurelia became still. So did I. You can stop, she said. I pulled my hand away. I'm sorry. I meant you can stop acting like touching me is a crime. My heart started beating faster. You told me we were keeping things simple. I say many intelligent things at work. And at home? Evidence is limited. I laughed. She looked at me for several seconds. Ethan. Yes. After the investigation, are you leaving? I assumed you wanted your guest room back. I asked what you wanted. The locked drawer was 10 feet away. The white envelope remained inside. I want to know why you had my name in your house. Aurelia stood. She unlocked the drawer. Then she placed the envelope on the table. Open it after tomorrow's board meeting. Why tomorrow? Because tomorrow you choose whether to remain at the hotel. I turned the envelope over. It was sealed. A date had been written on the back. 3 weeks before Vanessa cheated. I looked up. Aurelia had already left the kitchen. The board meeting began at 9. Caleb's false invoices were displayed across 3 screens. My missing notebook had been found inside Vanessa's father's country house after police obtained a warrant. The records exposed years of stolen client deposits. Vanessa had not cheated because she loved Caleb. She had stayed close to him because both families were hiding the same fraud. I had been useful as an employee with clean credentials. When I began noticing duplicate payments, she started dating me. The kiss had ended our relationship. This revelation explained it. The board offered my job back and the promotion I had wanted for years. Everyone watched me. I thought of the dark ballroom, the deleted footage, the apartment lock, the white envelope. I decline. The chairman blinked. You have not heard the compensation. I heard how quickly this company believed I was guilty. I placed my access pin on the table. This time, I'm leaving before someone else decides I'm disposable. I walked out without a new job. It was terrifying. It also felt clean. Aurelia waited in the lobby. Well? I'm unemployed again. You look better this time. We returned to the penthouse. The envelope waited on the kitchen table. I opened it. Inside was a formal offer from North Star Group, Director of Live Operations. The salary was higher than the hotel's offer. The role reported to an independent board, not Aurelia. Attached were 6 months of evaluations, crises solved, clients retained, and junior staff protected. The final page contained one handwritten sentence. He does not make problems disappear. He makes people feel safe while solving them. The recommendation was signed by Aurelia. I looked at the date. She had approved the offer 3 weeks before the cheating. You were going to hire me. Yes. Why didn't you? Vanessa told our recruiter you had accepted the hotel promotion. She knew? She intercepted the offer. I sat down. The night in the presidential suite rearranged itself in my mind. Vanessa was not only protecting Caleb, she was preventing me from leaving the hotel before their fraud was secure. Why hide this after I moved in? Aurelia stood across from me. Because you had just been betrayed. If I gave you a job and a home on the same night, you would never know whether you chose either one. And the prepared room? My assistant expected you to attend a final interview that week. The shirt was for the company's medical and travel fitting. The charger? Coincidence? I don't believe you. Good. I looked at the offer again. You respected my work before you knew me. I knew your work before I knew you. Why take me home? Her expression softened. Because someone had made your home unsafe. That's all. No. She came around the table. Her long white hair moved over her shoulder. I also wanted an excuse to learn whether the man in those reports was real. And? You are more difficult than the reports suggested. That sounds negative. It is not. She placed a small key beside the offer. Not a company badge. A key to the penthouse. The job does not require you to live here. I picked it up. And if I refuse the job? The key remains yours until you find somewhere safe. And if I accept? You become an employee who is forbidden from discussing contracts in my kitchen. I smiled. What if I want to move out? Her eyes changed, but she nodded. Then I will help you find a place and complain about the security. What if I want to stay? Aurelia was silent. For the first time since I met her, the white-haired CEO who frightened entire boardrooms had no prepared answer. I stood. I'll accept the job after legal review. Reasonable. I'll keep my own bank account. Obviously. I'll pay rent. No. Aurelia, you cook. That is not rent. It is if you have tasted my breakfast. I laughed. Then I placed the penthouse key on my ring. I'll stay for 1 month. Only one? We can renegotiate. Her mouth curved. I like negotiations. 3 months later, North Star launched its live events division in the same ballroom where I discovered Vanessa's betrayal. The hotel had changed management. Caleb faced fraud charges, and Vanessa accepted a plea agreement. She sent me one message. I did love you, in my own way. I deleted it. Love that required me to remain useful, quiet, and easy to control was not a kind I wanted back. After the launch, I found Aurelia alone beneath the chandelier. Her white hair was tied in a low ponytail. You fixed the west lighting again, she said. I replaced the entire circuit. Expensive. Safe. She looked around the empty ballroom. Your 1 month stay ended 8 weeks ago. I noticed. You have not renegotiated. I've been busy. Convenient. I reached into my jacket and handed her an envelope. Her name was written across it. Aurelia Frost. She stared at it. What is this? Open it. Inside was a rental agreement, not for her penthouse, for a small apartment on the floor beneath it. Her eyebrows rose. You're moving out. I'm creating distance. Her face became unreadable. Then she reached the second page. The apartment had 2 registered residents, Ethan Cole, Aurelia Frost. She looked up sharply. I don't understand. Your home was empty before I arrived. That was intentional. You sleep at the kitchen table. Occasionally. You own 6 pans and cannot use one. Unnecessary attack. I don't want to remain someone you took in. I stepped closer. I want us to choose a place together. The paper lowered. You're asking a CEO to move downstairs. The elevator is reliable. Aurelia laughed. It was quiet at first, then real. The sound filled the ballroom where my old life had ended. She took the pen from my pocket. You forgot the relationship clause. I assumed we could discuss it. No. She wrote one line beneath our names. Both parties agree this is not a temporary arrangement. Then she signed. I looked at her. Is that legally enforceable? I have excellent lawyers. That sounds threatening. It is romantic guidance. She gave me the pen. I signed. The first night Aurelia took me home, I thought I was accepting shelter because I had nowhere else to go. But the job had been waiting before the betrayal, and the room came without conditions. The woman with white hair did not choose my life for me. She gave me enough space to choose her for myself.